guys, welcome back to Blue Tongue TV, and what I'd like to do today is run through every single morph that there is available in Australia today. So there's quite a few of them and I want to get through it quite quickly, so here we go. So firstly we've got T-negative albinos. As we all know, these originated from the eastern blue tongue and were brought to us by Snake Ranch. And I've been fortunate enough to do quite a bit of work with these guys and get some Kimberley blood in there to mix up the colours and really get some vigour going and really improve these critters. So that's your T-negative alb. Then on top of that, we've got another albino. Now this guy's pretty new. This is I only managed to prove this one out this last season. And the original animals of these were bred by Dave Mitchell up in Rocky. And here we go, we've got an adult there and we've got some babies there. So that's a T-positive albino. And the difference between these guys and the T-negative albino is that instead of taking out all the black, which is typical of your T-negative albino, in these critters the black is not actually removed, it's denatured, and it leaves a simply quite stunning lavender coloration instead of where the melanin used to be. So there we go. These guys also offer massive opportunities for further morph breeding down the track, so these guys, look out for them. Okay, next up we've got the super popular hypermelanistic blue tongues. Now these again are an eastern blue tongue and again came out of Snake Ranch, and as you can see these are serious black critters. You know, there really isn't another reptile out there that really comes close to these for sheer blackness. Now, a recent addition on top of those is in the blotched blue tongue, and this is a mutation that I was fortunate enough to find and prove out, and similar to your hypermelanistic, these guys are pretty much all black, but they're also typified with a pinstriping all down the animal. So these are, I've christened super pinstripe because they're an incomplete dominant mutation with visual hets, but they also have a hypermelanistic look to them too. And when I say an incomplete dominant mutation, with the heterozygous animals you can see there they have a visual striping. So they're your hets and they're your super form. They again are a new mutation and I can't wait to see these in the hands of other keepers. Next up we've got the amazing white northerns. Now some of these guys literally are brilliant white. And as I've discussed before on other YouTube clips, these guys are clinically leucistic. And these are a recessive mutation, and they were brought to us by John Robert Coward up in Darwin. So that's your whites. Next we've got Anerys. Now this is a mutation again that I found, and when I discovered it I christened them Aneries because they also had yellow on the sides, but I've actually since managed to get that out. So you could actually call these Axanthic or Anery, and they're typified by the lack of yellow and orange pigment, and on top of that they have an amazing mesmeric black eyes, which you can see right there. Okay, and then we have these guys here. Now these are a pattern mutation. Everything I've showed you before are colour mutations which either take away or increase coloration through the animals. Now these guys actually play around with the existing pattern. So again, these are eastern blue tongues, and as you can see on the back of these critters, instead of having standard patterning, it's all been broken up and they have sort of a real crazed appearance there. And again, this is a mutation that I proved out this season. It's a recessive mutation, and in combination with some of the other colour forms, you're going to see some amazing critters. I mean, imagine reduced pattern albinos or reduced pattern aneries and axanthics. You know, the combination potential for these guys is off the chart, basically. Okay, next on the list we've got a pretty spectacular animal, which I've labelled a Calico blue tongue. Now, what this guy does is, when it was actually born, it had the colour and pigmentation of this animal here. This is in fact one of its siblings. And over the space of 3 to 4 sheds, when it was sort of 3 to 4 months old, the animal shed out all of its colour and pigmentation and left this simply quite stunning white animal, which almost rivals the white northerns that we covered earlier. So yeah, as you can see, a Calico blue tongue. And I've actually managed to produce a few of these guys, and I don't know what the mode of inheritance is. I don't think it follows Mendelian law, but I have managed to replicate it. And as you can see here, I've got a Calico albino, which has shed out most of its pigment. And on top of that, we've got this animal here, which to me represents the only triple visual blue tongue out there. And this is genetically a snow, so it's an Anery albino, but on top of that it actually shed out all of its pigment and pattern too, so you've actually got a Calico snow there. So this again, this is a pattern mutation, and as you can see, on top of existing mutations, it offers a whole range of combinations. Let's hope I can work out exactly how that works, and then we can hopefully see a few more of these guys out there. This mutation isn't yet proven, but as you can see, there is some serious potential with it. Now this is another blotched blue tongue. This is a lowland blotchy, and what I'm seeing here is clinically an Axanthic blotchy with your jet black eyes that was the same typified in your Kimberley Axanthics that I showed you earlier. And where we're at with this project is I've got some first generation het animals, and I've got a pair of these, and I'm looking forward to pairing them together and putting one of them back over the mum, and then what we should see is another recessive come out of this, but watch this space for that one. Okay, so the next four critters I'm going to show you are combination animals. Now these guys are combinations of the single mutations that I showed you before, so they're two mutations working in tandem with one another. You've seen some of these guys before, but you've never seen them all in one place all at once. So let's kick it off. So the first one we've got here, this is a Karen Russell critter, and this is Alabaster is what she named it, and this is a combination of the white northern and the black-eyed Anery. So you can see your brilliant white, and you can also see your jet black eyes, which gives this what I believe a black-eyed leucistic look. Next up we have the platinum. Now this is a combination of the white northern and the hypermelanistic animal. This is something that Roger Kramer made, and this again you can see the white northern traits coming through, but you can also see the hypermelanism fighting with that white, and it leaves an animal somewhere in between, which is a platinum. Okay, next up we have a snow. So this is an albino in combination with your black-eyed Anery, and you can see when you look at the eyes there's a cherry eye, which is a completely different colour to standard albinos, and all the orange pigment is washed out of this animal, and it leaves a sort of quite brilliant fluoro yellow with an ivory white background. And then lastly, this is probably the most brilliant to look at, and in my opinion it is the best of the four, and that's the lava. I was fortunate enough, this is the first one of those that was ever produced, which was 4 seasons ago now, and this is in combination of albino and hypermelanistic. So the black's been removed from a standard albino, and it leaves a quite rich sort of blood orange colour, which shows that the orange in a hypermelanistic animal is also being produced in large quantities, and this animal literally is quite stunning when you look at it with your own eyes. Okay, so you've seen some pretty amazing combos there. Now I want to make a little prediction now for a couple of combos that you will hopefully see this coming season in 2018. And firstly we've got albino over white northern, so the double combination of these two recessives here. Now I've got some double het animals which look like that, so there's going to be a 1 in 16 out of pairing these to make the double visual for your albino white. So that's that one, and then the other one which is yet to be done is hypermelanistic Anery, and again I've made some hets here, which again will give me the 1 in 16 chance to make the double representation of that. And again, as you can see, the mind boggles as to what that's going to look like. So that's 2018, so stay tuned. Okay guys, so that's the wrap. That's the Bible of Bluey morphs in Australia, if you like. And what I tried to do there was cover every single one and give all the people that I believe have helped to produce all these animals a little bit of credit. So on that note, I just want to finish in saying that these pattern mutations here, which I've been fortunate enough to prove out, there's also some pretty amazing ones of these in the pipeline, which I believe will blow these fellas out of the water, and they've been produced by Gabe Otter. So Gabe, I can't wait to see what you produce there. So yeah, that's the wrap, guys. All from me. Until the next episode. Thanks very much.